The third time was the charm for the Washington Wizards in Game 3 of their Eastern Conference semifinal series against the Boston Celtics. The number 4 seed Wizards with a 116-89 victory over the top seed in the Eastern Conference, the Boston Celtics, here at the Verizon Center in Washington, D.C. The Celtics lead in this series cut in half. It is 2-1 Boston heading into Sunday's game number 4. And just like games 1 and 2, the Wizards got off to a very hot start in the first quarter, buoyed by a 22-0 run in the first quarter to give the Wizards a 34-12 lead. And unlike games 1 and 2, there was no comeback from the men in green, as the competitive nature of the game pretty much ended at the end of the first quarter. But just because the Wizards were in control of the ball game all game long doesn't mean that they were always in control of their emotions. Kelly Oubre was ejected in the second quarter for a flagrant 2 foul. He shoved Kelly Olynyk down to the ground after Olynyk set an illegal screen on Kelly Oubre, as there were 2 more ejections in the basketball game, one from each side. Terry Rozier from Boston, Brandon Jennings from Washington in the second half. They were both assessed 2 technical fouls, as this has been a hallmark between these two teams the past couple of years: animosity and bad blood. But Washington coming through with the comfortable victory here tonight, as each of Washington's 5 starters scored in double figures, led by John Wall, 24 points and 8 assists, Otto Porter 19 points, and Bojan Bogdanovic off the bench with 19 points. But most important was Washington's defense on star guard for Boston, Isaiah Thomas. He had 86 points in games 1 and 2 combined. Here today, only 13 points. He only had 8 shot attempts in this basketball game. After the game, we got to hear from both members of the Wizards and the Celtics in the post-game press conference. We start with the Wizards' perspective, and they talked about the difference between tonight compared to games 1 and 2, and they also talked about the competitive nature, aka chippiness, between these two teams.
Kelly's reaction immediately after getting leveled by Olynyk, did his reaction surprise you, and do you think that was in retaliation for even more elbows or plays?
You know, one, I think we got to control our emotions. That we can't respond that way. But when you get hit in the head a few times, I mean, we're very competitive guys out there. We have two teams are very competitive. But if you keep getting hit in the head, you might respond that way, and I think that's what he did. I'm not saying that was the right thing to do. We have to focus on playing basketball. We can't control what they're doing. We just have to control within our game plan and stay focused. I haven't talked to him. Definitely will talk to him. We got to keep our control, and you know, you got to let the referees call those calls. And at that particular time, they did call the right call.
We just play together. We just we play and we execute the game plan, and we played hard. We didn't stop. Like I said, like Otto said, we've been in this situation. You know, we had a lead 20 points in the almost first quarter, and then we lost the lead, and then we lost the game. So I think we understood what we have to do, and we were locked in. And as Otto said, you know, we play in front of our own crowd, so it was definitely helpful.
At the beginning of the game, they just showed so many guys on me when I was coming off. I was just trying to make the right play. But, I mean, next game, I got to be more aggressive. I can't, whatever they do, I can't worry about what they're doing. But like I told my guys in the locker room, we got to continue to be who we are. We got to continue to set screens and get guys open. Even if they're calling offensive fouls on the screens, we just got to adjust. And I think we didn't do a good job of that on the offensive end. And then on top of letting them do whatever they want on their offensive end.
What is it about the Wizards that brings this sort of chippiness out of both of you guys whenever you play?
We don't like them and they don't like us. That's just what it is. 2 teams competing. Whatever bad blood we've had in the season is carried over to the playoffs. But we're just competing and trying to win. And they did that today. We took care of business at home. Now we just gotta try to get game 4.
So the Boston Celtics not really in this basketball game almost from the very beginning, but they will look to bounce back on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. It'll be the Celtics and Washington Wizards in game number 4. The home team has won every game this season, regular season and postseason, and for the Wizards and their fans, they're hoping that that trend continues on Sunday. So stay tuned to A Lot of Sports Talk and ALOTofSportsTalk.com, where we have the written recap of game number 3 that's below this video, and we will be here at the Verizon Center for game number 4 Sunday evening between the Wizards and the Boston Celtics. We also have coverage of Major League Soccer as well on that Sunday, and in a couple of weeks, the WNBA season gets underway. Season number 21. We will be at Madison Square Garden for the season opener for the New York Liberty, where they will take on the San Antonio Stars and number 1 overall draft pick Kelsey Plum out of the University of Washington. So once again, the final score, the Washington Wizards 116, the Boston Celtics 89. We have a series. It is 2-1 Boston heading into game 4 on Sunday. From the Verizon Center in Washington, D.C., my name is Adesina Koiki for ALOTofSportsTalk.com.